Made it very clear that she needed to stop now or there would be consequences. The next day, I bought a lockbox for the refrigerator. She was livid, but couldn't do much. Last night, she broke the lock, had taken a bite out of all my snacks and 2 slices of baguettes in there. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, going to go over a story titled, Am I the a-hole for blocking access to my food and threatening no help with accommodation? And guys, this story is definitely one of the weirder stories that I've covered in a while. It's all about a guy, he's 22, young guy, who let his girlfriend move in with him, who's definitely got mental issues. And I might add, likes to test the hell out of him. And essentially, when it comes to boundaries, where she's always eating his food. And I should say, taking bites of his food in the fridge, when they're out to eat, all that against his permission. It's driving him freaking crazy. And even though he tries to establish boundaries, she doesn't respect them. And you're going to see a little bit more what I'm talking about in a second, because I'm not talking about being on a date, and you offer a bite of whatever you're having to your girl to try it, and she does the same to you. I'm talking about her forcefully taking bites of your food before it even is put down on the table, or things in the fridge. This really bizarre behavior. And the story is all about, in my opinion, boundaries, where guys need to cut these girls loose before it gets worse and worse and worse. And of course, screening your girl before you let them move in with you. But definitely weird stuff here, and you'll see a little bit more what I'm talking about. Because again, this channel is called They Did What, so I got to throw these bizarre stories in every once in a while to mix things up. So he starts out saying, I, a 22-year-old male, am in my first serious relationship with a 25-year-old female. We've been together just under 1 year. She moved into my place 3 months ago. Smack. Too soon. And he's with an older chick. And okay, that's fine, but the problem is that 3-year difference, her 25, him 22, that's a big difference from her perspective. And you guys, I'm sure, know what I'm talking about here. Typically, gals like that try to control their guy more than the average ones do. You don't move in with your girl, and you especially don't after what you're about to hear. He says, everything was fine in the beginning, but once we started seeing each other more frequently, I noticed her bad habit. Every time we went out and food was involved, she would sample my food before I got to it. We're not just talking about a chip here and there, but we're talking about the sandwich. In actual classy places, she would take the first chunk of my steak, my salmon, my cake, whatever. You name it, she'd take the first bite. I had several talks with her about this, but she said it was cute and not sinister. That ain't cute, okay? It's one thing to offer a piece of your cake or your steak or whatever the hell you're eating, to your girl, whatever. Here, try a bite, or vice versa. It's another thing if the waiter puts your freaking plate down and she immediately takes a bite of it without asking permission. That's weird and rude. And I gotta tell you guys, I don't mind giving a bite here to a girl, never have. But one thing I do not share, I don't care who it is dessert. When I actually get dessert, which is rare, prefer chocolate cake, my favorite, and chocolate brownies and cupcakes. Noticing a pattern here, chocolate. Nobody's getting a piece of that. I don't care if it's one little bite. I don't share dessert. Not a chance in hell. And if some gal actually try to take a piece of my dessert without my permission, there's going to be trouble. So you can see, guys, she's weird. 4 months go by, and she got a job with a training opportunity. After completion, she returns to her normal place with the salary being higher. My place is 40 minutes closer than where she used to live, and I offer her to live with me rent-free if she stopped this behavior. Smack! Rent-free? Okay, Mr. White Knight. Oh, no. She's living with you. She can contribute to the rent and the electric and Netflix and whatever the hell else that she shares. No. No free rides, especially knowing what you know. The first month, she stuck to our agreement. I'm assuming this is the agreement of her not sampling all his food, which is freaking bizarre. The second month, she slipped up a few times. This last month, she has gone back to her old ways. Last week, at a turning point. Now listen to this. It says, I bake as a hobby. I made cake. After dividing it into 8 slices, I left it in the fridge while I went out with a friend. Usually, when I bake and the friends drop me off, I'll fetch a few slices and thank them for their lift with some cake. Imagine my surprise when I saw each piece had a bite taken. I phoned my friend that I owed him some cake and he needn't wait for me to come back down. She took a bite of every single slice of cake in there. He just baked the cake. You all can picture this. And all the 8 equal slices, she took a bite here of every single one. And apparently does that with all the food. That is just creepy shit. Okay? Mental health issues. Not to mention no respect. And no doubt testing his resolve. I was angry. I told her she embarrassed me and we need to figure out a solution. Figure out a solution. Send her packing. That's the solution. She went defensive and said that she ate it due to loving me so much. That all women do this and guys love it. I made it very clear that she needed to stop now or there'd be consequences. The next day I bought a lockbox for the fridge. She was livid, but couldn't do much about it. Last night she broke the lock and had taken a bite out of all my snacks and 2 slices of baguettes in there. She breaks the lock, goes in and takes a little bite of every single piece of food in the fridge. She's a wacko. Get rid of her. But he had a warning. He saw what she was like beforehand, still let her move in anyway, this is his fault, and thought she'd be different and would agree not to do this. She's mental. And also testing him. I told her to pack up her stuff and leave while I stay with my mother for a few hours. She called me an a-hole for making her homeless and possibly ruining her employment opportunities. So, am I the a-hole? No. You're not the a-hole for kicking her out. You gave her way too many chances. You're only the a-hole for letting her move in with you, knowing darn well she's got these wacko issues, mental issues, but also lack of respect, okay? And let's just say for argument's sake that really she has a genuine mental issue, a mental disorder. Fine. That's somebody else's problem. Let that be her family's problem, not yours. It's the problem with these white knights. They think they can fix the girl. But he's 22. He's young. Probably didn't have a good role model, someone to teach him these things, so he had to learn the hard way. Then he shares these wacko stories online, which I get to read, and you guys have a good laugh and shake your head, and, well, somebody learned something here. But it's wacko. So no, he's not the a-hole. And by the way, no, she's not homeless. She has a job. Okay, she always has money. She can get a place. She can go stay with family or friends. But ultimately, it's not his problem. Now, a few comments here. One guy says, not the a-hole. This is very weird behavior. She's ignoring your boundaries, and then she's using your inexperience against you to manipulate you into thinking this is normal. It is not normal, and it's not cute. This is not a person who's acting in good faith here. This is a woman who's trying to use your inexperience and things like societal pressure on women regarding food to make you think that your very normal boundaries and emotional reaction to your boundaries being crossed is incorrect. She's trying to get you to doubt yourself, your abilities to set boundaries, and your emotional reactions. This person is bad news. Get away from her. Exactly. This is not girlfriend material. This isn't even dating material. I don't care how hot she is. Another guy says here, and he's quoting the guy's thing, he says, and to take a bite out of every slice rather than just eating a slice. It's completely deliberate action. There's no way she didn't mean to ruin it so that no one else could have it. Fully knowing you intended to share with others. This is seriously weird and controlling behavior, not the a-hole. Again, a bite of every single piece of that cake he made, which she knew he was doing it for a friend, on purpose. Just sabotaging and drama and big freaking mess. Another guy says, not the a-hole. I'm actually concerned for her mental health. This is not normal behavior at all. At best, she's not respecting your boundaries, but the fact that she took a bite of 8 separate pieces is so strange. I wonder if there's some compulsive disorder at play. Maybe there is, but it's not his freaking problem. It says here, I'm not a psychologist, and I likely have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's weird, and it feels deeper than a-hole behavior to me. Now, she's an a-hole, but she's also wacko. But I don't want to let any potential mental health disorder give her a free pass to behave in such a manner, because that's what she would take. This is from a woman. She says, I'm a woman who's never eaten someone else's food, and I don't think it's cute. I will usually offer some of my food to my partner to try if we were eating out, but that's it. No one has ever taken just some of my food and would never do so because it's just gross and rude as hell. Like I said, I don't mind offering, but somebody actually tries to take my food, I'm going to freaking stab him with my fork, especially if they try to take my goddamn cake. She says that is not cute, and the fact that she thinks it shows complete immaturity. Taking a bite out of every slice of cake doesn't show love. It shows selfishness because nobody else can have a piece. She'll likely be a controlling, possessive partner as time goes on, and you better so much off you just kicking her out but ending the relationship as well, not the a-hole. So I don't think I saw one person in this weird story that thought this guy was the villain or the a-hole. Thank the Lord. I kid you not, guys, and you guys are aware, I've done stories where clearly the guy's in the right, and there's someone somewhere that will find a way to make him out to be the villain here. No joke, but that is Reddit, so what do you expect? But anyhow, guys, I told you this was weird. So, gentlemen, if you guys a dating relationship, is your girl or girl you're dating keeps trying to take your food, it's done. It's over with. One thing to offer, but another thing for her to actually try to take it. But right here, boundaries, no respect, testing, all that stuff, right then and there. But the lesson, if she's showing clear signs, clear red flags, you're not going to change her. She's not going to agree to such things. Don't think she'll change her mind and behave. If you know what I mean? It's not going to happen. Just move on. There's other girls out there, but this guy was young and inexperienced, doesn't know any better, and she took advantage of his inexperience, that's for sure. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let us think about this. Do you think this guy's an a-hole? Do you think, here's the real question, do you think she has genuine mental issues, or is she doing all this shit on purpose to test him, control him, mark her territory, whatever? I'd like to hear your opinion on this, because I think it's both, to be honest. And I'm not giving her a free pass because of her mental issues, but I do think it's both. And also, guys, you got a good story you'd like to share, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just give me some time and I'll get to it when I can. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.